Happy Valentine's, everyone. I felt like today was the best day to do a video focused on rose fragrances. So these are all rose, heavy rose dominant fragrances. Some of the biggest names, some of the heavy hitters, and probably a few that are a little under the radar. But all excellent rose fragrances that I enjoy wearing. I've also got a bonus one for you, a brand spanking new one that I'm really digging. So find out about my top 11 rose fragrances coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. Yes, it's Sebastian back with another video for you. It's a Valentine's Day themed video. Valentine's Day is perfect to wear rose. Roses are, you know, a given that are gifted to your loved ones, a girlfriend and wife and things like that. And you know, personally, I really dig the smell of roses. Roses smell amazing. The king of flowers, and they make great perfumes. So I've got 11 fragrances here for you. Stuff I've spoken a lot about, some of my most favorite fragrances. Before I get to the fragrances though, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, as always, please do subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Let's jump right into this. Hopefully you're having a great day planned out for Valentine's Day. But we're going to start off the list with number 11. It's La COLLE Noir from the house of DIOR. A very watery, lush, damp kind of rose fragrance experience. I would think that it's rained on roses in kind of a warm day, you know. You can experience the warmth out there because there's definitely warmth here, like humid experience. Like on a very, very hot, humid day, it pours down and drenches the flowers and things like that. So that's the kind of experience this is. So it's wet, dewy, and still a little humid and things like that. It's rose, raspberry, peony, lily of the valley, black currant, musk, oud, honey, sandalwood. Really delicious, but as I said, very watery rose fragrance, La COLLE Noir at number 11. Next up, going to the house of Byredo, it's Rose Noir. Rose Noir is a dark rose fragrance, and it seems like there's Oakmoss and also Patchouli here, so it kind of goes into a chypre direction, a rose chypre direction. There's a lot of fragrances like this. I really do enjoy this one because I like that whole chypre style, the Oakmossy Patchouli with the bergamot up top and Labdanum and things like that. Really great smelling fragrance. If you like classic style rose patchouli, Oakmoss style rose fragrances, definitely try this one, Rose Noir at number 10. The next fragrance is LABO's Rose 31. You know, it's a great smelling rose fragrance, but to me, the rose is not the main star here. There's a lot of things going on, and it doesn't come off as rose heavy, rose forward, overly rosy fragrances like the stuff that's on the list, but it smells really, really great. And to me, this is probably the most masculine leaning rose fragrance in this collection, which I actually adore. I really love it. It's probably one of my favorite, or definitely top 5 Le Labo fragrances. This features rose, vetiver, cumin, musk, oud, cedar, olibanum. That cumin might turn off a few folks, but this is very, very sexy. So number 9, Rose 31 from the house of Le Labo. So at number 8, this is from the house of Tom Ford. It's Noir de Noir. This is an excellent smelling fragrance. Very dark rose once again. It's a chypre-like experience. We've got the oak mossy touches. You've got the patchouli. Definitely a rose. It's a dark rose. Plus you've got the truffles that are, grown underground. The stuff that you would use in Italian cuisine and things like that. So that's also in here. So there's a major earthy component here with this particular fragrance with lots of additional saffron, floral notes, some vanillic touches. Really, really a great fragrance. There's a little bit of a light oudy touch in here as well, but probably one of the best smells from Tom Ford and one of the best rose fragrances. Noir de Noir from Tom Ford at number 8. Next, going to the house of MONTALE, it's Black Oud. I decided to feature Black Oud by MONTALE here today, not Intense Cafe, because it's more of a rosy experience. But stay tuned for the next fragrance. This to me is the ultimate in oud and rose fragrances, but what I like about this one is it kind of sort of hints a little bit of something like chypre-like because it also has the addition of patchouli. So it's oud, rose, patchouli, the greatest combo ever. Is it the greatest combo that ever lived? I don't know, but it's a great combo. I like those 3 notes together. Plus add some musk, labdanum, and some light citrusy touches, and you have for one winner of a fragrance here, one of the best rose patchouli fragrance, rose oud patchouli fragrances. So it's MONTALE's Black Oud at number 7. And here's the reason why I decided to leave off Intense Cafe at number 6, going to the house of MANCERA. It's Roses Vanille. Yeah, this does have similarities to Intense Cafe. And you know, I have a video on the channel comparing these kind of fragrances that remind me of Intense Cafe. In fact, I believe Roses Vanille came out before Intense Cafe did, from what I remember doing that video. But this is kind of that sugary, vanillic experience of, you know, rose together with ambery touches of musk and woods and some citruses. It's a really delicious fragrance. It definitely does remind me of Intense Cafe, whereas Intense Cafe is supposedly with coffee, but it doesn't really have a lot of coffee. There is something in the background that might remind you of coffee. This is not called Intense Cafe, so it's, you know, it smells kind of similar. But again, it's a really delicious combination of notes, rose, sugar, vanilla all together, swimming to make for one amazing smelling fragrance. So Roses Vanille at number 6. Next fragrance, going to the house of AMOUAGE. It's Lyric Man, and this is one of the This is the only male targeted release, but definitely is very unisex. If you are a woman and you like rose, definitely you have no problem wearing this one. In fact, anybody should be able to wear all of these fragrances. But Lyric Man to me is sort of a green leaning, spicy kind of rose lime combo. I almost feel like you've taken rose water, heavy on the rose, you know, you've kind of like froze it and added lime juice and things like that, and you're kind of like sucking on it like a popsicle. That's the kind of experience I get with this, like a rose lime popsicle kind of thing. But there's lots of rose. There's also some Galbanum. There's some Angelica here, musk, incense, pine, ginger. A yummy fragrance. Really, really a delicious rose fragrance. One of the best. And it's interesting it's targeted to men, because it's called Lyric Man, but I find it very, very unisex. So Lyric Man at number 5. This next one is a new one. I've spoken about it before on the channel. It's the fragrance from the house of Diptyque. It's Eau Rose, Eau de Parfum. So I just recently found out this is a limited edition, so I kind of like decided to kind of put it away, because I don't know why Diptyque keeps doing these limited editions unless it's not really a limited edition. I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but on the Diptyque website it does say it's limited edition. But what I like about this one is slightly fruity and then also very green. There's a very green component about this one. There's artichoke notes, so it adds an interesting kind of green stemmy, green rose twigs kind of a smell, but more in that kind of like green artichoke direction. But lots of roses here, lychee fruit, woods, artichoke, chamomile, musk. Really a delicious update to the original Eau Rose from Diptyque. So it is at number 4, Diptyque Eau Rose Eau de Parfum. The next fragrance is from the house of Louis Vuitton. It's Les Sables Roses. This is great. This is definitely the opposite of Ombre Nomade, and you can actually layer Ombre Nomade from Louis Vuitton with Les Sables Roses to create kind of like that oudy, spicy, lightly fruity, resinous rose combination. This to me kind of goes watery like the La COLLE Noir does, but I think I'm getting that wateriness from ambergris in here. It's also a lot thicker and wears thicker than La COLLE Noir, where they're both eau de parfums, but this one has a little more intense notes. But it's a really delicious combination. The ambergris might come off a little animalic, but it's a heavenly kind of a rose, darker kind of experience. But still, the rose has its brightness. It's got rose oud, ambergris, saffron, and black pepper. Great fragrance. Les Sables Roses from the house of Louis Vuitton. This next fragrance is the ultimate in rose fragrance. I absolutely love it at number 2. This is Paris Monte Carlo's Rose de Taif. This is it right here in the Extrait de Parfum concentration. Man, this is good. Really, really great. It's got a lemony backbone, or I should say I don't know, skin, because it's up top, because the lemoniness is up top. But what I like about it is it develops into this kind of very, very jammy rose. It's got Taif rose and your traditional rose in here, along with geranium, lemons, amber arome, nutmeg, elemi, and musk. Very, very delicious. Very, very long lasting, especially this X-ray version, and a rose bomb, a complete rose bomb. So Rose de Taif by Paris Monte Carlo is at number 2. Can you guess my number 1? Portrait of a Lady. Portrait of a Lady is the ultimate in rose fragrances, but it's not about rose once again. Just like this Le Labo Rose 31. Here I get more rose, but there's a lot more things happening with this one, like the spices, like the resins, like the fruits, of course the patchouli, the incense. Really a top-notch creation from this house, one that smells phenomenal. It's really intense experience with the rose, patchouli, incense, sandalwood, musk, benzoin, cloves, and raspberry. The ultimate in rose fragrances, but definitely one that's on the spicy edge and with the patchouli and stuff. So that is my #1 fragrance in the rose fragrances video for Valentine's Day. So what are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? Are you doing something special? Do you give roses to a loved one? Do you wear rosy fragrances, or do you wear other fragrances? Let me know. Put some comments down so I can find out. Either way, guys, hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please do let me know what you think about these fragrances that I discussed with you today. Is one of them your favorite rose fragrance? I'd like to find out. Either way, I appreciate you tuning in. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. And as mentioned, I have a bonus fragrance. This is from the house of MANCERA. It's Rose Exaltante. This one right here. Oh my god, this is so good. To me, when I wear this one, it does remind me a little bit of classic rose fragrances, like stuff that I used to smell in the 70s and 80s, but it's very modern. It smells really fantastic. Let me put some on again right now. There's a little bit of something jammy in there, but I'm smelling like it reminds me of these like Bulgarian rose oil that my dad used to bring back from when he traveled to Bulgaria when I lived in the Middle East. So that rose in there just has very prominent smelling from that rose that I used to smell as a kid that he brought to my mom. But the rose in here, the oud, there's a little chamomile. Apparently there's some animalic notes. It does get a little musky, some styrax, powdery notes, pink pepper, hedione. It's actually really great. Alberto Morillas does some great work when he does great work. I think for designers, he does definitely follow what the briefs are from the designers, but this to me is really great. It has that kind of smell that should have lingering power and great sillage and things like that, but that reminder of that rose I remember as a kid smelling from when my dad brought these little oils in little wooden bottles and gifted to my mom. It just totally takes me back when I was a kid, and I used to open them up and smell them and go, oh my god, that rose smells amazing. So it smells like pure rose oil, like Bulgarian rose, or I guess that's you know, the kind of naturalistic smelling rose essence or oil. Anyway, this is Rose Exaltante from the house of MANCERA, and that's the bonus fragrance for you guys. Let me know if you've tried this one, because I think it's really top notch for a great rose fragrance. Thank you so much for sticking around. Bye bye.